Okay, let's talk cars. I want to know, what were your first cars and what were your best memories in those cars?
Ooh. Toyota Camry. Oh yeah, y'all from New York. Y'all really don't got first cars like that.
Excuse me.
I was like, that take a long time to think about their first car. Yeah.
I don't even got a license. So
yeah, Toyota Camry was the first car that I drove, and I can remember it just not working the way that it was supposed to work. Yeah, but it stayed alive. It definitely stayed alive.
Got it from point A to point B.
Point A to point B.
Point A to point B, baby.
I don't have a car, I don't have a license, but I will, since we're talking about the 90s, my dad had this Jeep Cherokee and it was green, and I just remember every time he would come pick me up, it would be blasting, he'd blast a lot of DMX. So the fact that like Rough Riders is the theme song and like, you know, and it went in the 90s, I will say that as my answer.
Yeah, my mom's Toyota Corolla. I remember when she drove it all the way up until the bitter end where the car caught on fire. We literally had to get out of the car. She scraped the numbers on the front so nobody would know that we left the car on the road.
Tell her a secret. She's
I probably
should.
Yeah, she's probably gonna be upset. Anyway.
That's good.
But
times are different.
sorry, Mom.
That's okay.
And we fled.
We
We lived to tell you the story.
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, come on.
So how big of a fan were you growing up of the Transformers?
I was a huge fan growing up. It didn't start with the toys, though. A lot of people had the toys first. I did not have them as a child. For me, it was the animated film. So that's why you can see I pulled a lot of inspiration from that. Like, I remember watching it on VHS like so many times, and that was like my first interaction with Transformers. And then I also saw Beast Wars. I'm in this weird age gap where I'm like still a kid when Beast Wars came out. So I was able to check out Beast Wars when it was released, and yeah, I just was a fan of it ever since.
You're the cast whom we met a while ago. It seems so much fun. How was it working with all of them? And of course, we have to talk about Peter Cullen as well.
Yeah.
First, the new cast.
One of the key things in the story was we wanted to cast people that could have experienced what the people in the script did, which is they haven't had a lot of opportunity, and life has pushed it back all the time. So that when they win, you really love that they win. And so that's sort of the approach we took as we were talking about who it was who can bring that personal experience to the table. Both of them had that experience where they had to push a little harder. So I think in the movie what's so great is when they win, you really go, yeah, way to do it, you know? Peter, what was fun with Peter was, having gotten to know him quite well over all this time, was the fact that he got to play a different kind of Optimus Prime. You know, I think that's one of the things that as more audience members see it, I think the fans are gonna go crazy, because at first when you watch it, you're like, wait, Optimus, that's not exactly the Optimus I know. He feels, and Peter had that reaction. It was interesting when he read the script. He said, are you sure? And we're like, yeah, we're sure. And he's like, this is great. So what's great about him is he's the ultimate optimist, and just, he's ready to jump into anything.
So seeing the vibe of you guys, I imagine the actors on the set were so much fun. Did you allow them to improvise on their, the script?
Yeah, no, all the time. I would always open up the door for improving. Everyone has their own style. Tobe improved, but very much stuck true to the script. Anthony Ramos did not love the improv. He loves scripts. Dominique improved here and there. Once we developed her character and found the flow, you know, she could be also pretty nerdy at times as a character. And so we were trying to find those moments, and sometimes they wouldn't happen until we were on set. And then Pete Davidson, almost throughout, like, we would just say, can we top that joke? Can we top that joke? How can we get close to the line as possible? So yeah, it was a lot of improv for Pete Davidson inside the booth.
Yeah.
Can you share with us, the audience in the Philippines, how much fun was it making this film? What were the fun moments that you remember that you haven't shared yet with others?
Oh, that we haven't shared yet.
Man, I was gonna say whooping and paper, rock, scissors.
No, I beat you.
I know. All right. I know.
I got receipts on video.
Yeah, that's probably why I lost. But yeah, I was gonna say whooping them, but I came out strong, pause. But then I didn't end so well. Yeah, I had to take home an L. But yeah, so we got to run that back. So yeah, I was gonna say that, but that was a phenomenal time. It was a lot of fun during, like, between scenes.
I kind of think, like, just cracking jokes with Steven He's really, really funny.
Yeah.
One time, I can't say it.
What?
One time, Anthony made a joke about Steven's boots. And I was recording, and then he said, well, Steven said you can follow my boots up to Anthony's dry lips.
Dang, I see that coming.
And then I zoomed in.
Dang. Oh, that was hilarious. Oh, damn, let me tell you something. I was wondering what you was about to say. I'm like, oh, this is like an inside story. Then when you said that, I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
It was funny, huh?
Oh, hilarious.
I mean, but the fact of the matter is everybody keeps joking on each other. It was.
That's horrible. That's savage.
Yeah.
Who, me saying it or Steven
No,
doing it?
No, the whole, that's savage. I love it.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
beautiful.
Anyway, that.
No, the fun moments.
story.
Montreal and Peru, just like all the adventures that I went on. In both those places. I had a great time. Montreal is one of the best places. I think I didn't know it was one of the food capitals of the world, so I ate at all like the best restaurants in Montreal. Yeah. And you know, in Peru, shot Machu Picchu. You know, we went out. The nightlife was nice in Peru. It was fun.
Yeah.
www.hediditall.
Right.
Come on.
Not a moment wasted.
.com.
You know.
Which one of them was your non-negotiable? Which character that you had to put in the film?
Oh, I would have to say for this film, it was Unicron. I think, actually, we have not talked about this, but the studio was afraid of using Unicron, and even the producers. They hinted at Unicron throughout. I think part of them was like, what do we do with him? How do we move him? How does he enter our atmosphere? Like, all of these questions. And so they're very much unsure on how Unicron's presence in this, but I had to have him. Like, I felt like this was the movie to be like, let's introduce him and let's give him a voice. So he was the one. Yeah, it was time.
Now, I was mind blown by the end. So where do you see the stories going? Because this is not a reboot, it's a sequel.
Yeah. Well, we're going to stay within the timeline of the series, and we don't know what year we're going to go to next. That's one of the interesting questions is, all right, if you get up to 2007, now you have to start dealing with what we did in the other movies. So I think we will not be going all the way forward. We'll go forward, but maybe it's 1999, maybe it's whatever the year. You know, the end of the movie offers a whole new world to enter. And I think Steven really loves Unicron. And so I suspect there's going to be some more there, but we'll see. But that's really the fun of it is we have a lot of ideas. Which ones win, we don't know.
But is it time for a G.I. Joe and Transformers crossover?
Definitely time. It's definitely time for a rebranding of that franchise as well. I think for me, I was excited about it because I had the comic book and graphic novel as a kid. And I was like, this is cool, will this ever happen? But before I could even introduce anything, I felt like for fans, it was very much so like we have to hear Unicron. We have to get his voice. You can't move beyond Transformers without ever properly doing him justice. And so I felt like I found the way to merge Unicron, make him a bigger threat, maybe even in the next one as well as bringing a new entity and a new group that may be a problem, you know, or it might be one big happy family. We'll see. I have some ideas with it, but yeah, I'm excited about that bridge, if you will.
I've always wanted to do one, but we felt prior, in years past, as we've looked at it, it's like there's two really strong franchises. Do you really want to make them one? So there's kind of a selfishness about keeping them separate, but also what story allows them to come together? And so that's been the hardest thing, is trying to figure out, well, and by the way, it was very similar with the Beasts, which was we thought about them for probably back in the third movie, we were talking quite a bit about them. But like, how do you have a story that organically puts them into the story? And so this time we found it for the Beats. Maybe one day we're going to find it for G.I. Joe.
Last question is the Maximals lived by the term, no matter the cost. So I ask you to finish this sentence for me. No matter the cost, I will, and no matter the cost, I won't.
Wow, that's deep. You hit me with that. Let me take my cost. No matter the cost, I will.
Good morning. Welcome to Singapore.
Oh my gosh. What is this, on a personal, or do you think it's...
It could be anything, but maybe
Okay.
personal would be good.
No matter the cost, I will always remain true to myself. No matter the cost, I will not let people down with this movie.
Oh.
No matter the cost, I will not spoil the movie for any, because I didn't know they live by that. I didn't know. Now that's the second time you spoiled that for me. Yeah, I didn't know that they live
Watch the
by.
film.
Exactly. Now I have to now. So no matter the cost, I will never forget the proper order of how my life is set up. And no matter, what was the other one?
No matter the cost, I won't.
No matter the cost, I won't
This is
be fake.
Thank you for that. I got deep, I know.
ooh, this is emotional. I don't know if I can do it.
Come
You
on.
do it. You next.
Oh, really?
Come on.
Yeah, 100%. I'm thinking.
I'm
We can
thinking
do it,
too.
Dominic. We can do it.
Okay, no matter the cost, I will. I mean, it's almost similar to Tobe about the fake thing, but I think no matter the cost, I will always speak my truth. I'll figure out how to say it in a way that can be understood, but I'm always gonna do it. And no matter the cost, I won't betray Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is at this point.
No matter the cost, I will always fight for the people I love. And no matter the cost, I will not sacrifice who I am to receive anything in this world.
He had more time than us. No.
Good job.